in the charming town of Belleville, Ontario, nestled along the shores of the beautiful Bay of Quinte. There was a neighborhood known as the Old Eastside. This part of town held secrets, stories, and a sense of community that were unlike any other. The Old Eastside was a place where cobblestone streets winded through tree-lined avenues, and historic homes adorned with intricate Victorian architecture stood as timeless witnesses to the passage of time. It was a neighborhood where everyone knew their neighbors, and generations of families had called it home. At the heart of the Old Eastside was a quaint little bakery named Bella's Delights. Bella, a kind-hearted and warm woman, had been baking her delicious treats there for decades. Her bakery was not just a place to buy croissants and pies, it was a hub of the community. A place where people gathered to share stories and laughter over a cup of coffee. One sunny morning, as the bells above the bakery door jingled merrily, Bella welcomed a new customer, a young woman named Sarah. Sarah had recently moved to Belleville and was eager to explore the town's hidden gems. The moment she stepped into Bella's Delights, the aroma of freshly baked bread and the welcoming smiles of the regulars made her feel at home. Sarah quickly became a familiar face in the Old East Side. She struck up conversations with the elderly couple, Mr. and Mrs. Patterson, who had lived in the neighborhood for over 6 decades. They shared tales of Belleville's past, of ice skating on the frozen bay in winter and picnicking by the shore in summer. One day, as Sarah was browsing the bakery's bookshelf filled with novels, she stumbled upon a dusty old photo album. It was a treasure trove of black and white pictures capturing the history of the Old East Side. Bella explained that the album had been passed down through generations, preserving the memories of families who had lived there for centuries. Sarah couldn't resist the temptation to flip through the pages. She was captivated by images of children playing in the park, couples strolling down cobblestone streets, and neighbors gathered for block parties. Each photograph seemed to whisper a story of its own. Inspired by the album, Sarah decided to organize a community event. She invited the residents of the Old East Side to come together for a neighborhood picnic in the park. Families dusted off their picnic blankets, and the aroma of home-cooked dishes filled the air. Children played games, and laughter echoed through the streets. As the sun began to set, the residents of the Old East Side gathered around a bonfire. They shared stories, just as they had for generations. The young and the old, newcomers and longtime residents, all felt the magic of community. From that day forward, the Old East Side of Belleville, Ontario, felt even more like a family. The neighborhood's history was not just preserved in dusty photo albums, but also in the hearts of its residents, old and new. And Bella's Delights continued to be the place where stories were shared, connections were forged, and the spirit of community lived on.